Now, most drug deaths in Clark County and Southwest Washington, if somebody dies from drugs, it's usually involving fentanyl.
Starting soon, colleges in Washington state will be required to provide fentanyl testing strips and Narcan to students, as well as ensure that staff in residence halls are trained in how to administer it. According to the Washington State Health Department, in 2023, current data shows that 76% of drug overdose deaths in Washington involved a synthetic opioid like fentanyl. In some places, fentanyl test strips are illegal, but not in Washington or Oregon. Dr. Kevin Fisher with Columbia River Mental Health Services says these tests can be a great resource.
I think the opportunity for fentanyl test strips to really save lives is when they're made available to individuals that are using drugs and not expecting those drugs to be fentanyl.
Since House Bill 2112's passing a few months ago, colleges like Washington State University Vancouver are working to figure out how to provide the education and resources to students while also keeping them comfortable.
There's a lot of conversation about whether students are going to feel comfortable receiving a fentanyl test strip over the counter from a staff member, and will they be tracked? And so we want to make sure that we resolve some of those questions before we start distributing the fentanyl test strips to make sure that students are comfortable with the process that we're creating.
He says they're creating a new position called a peer health educator to help with implementing these changes, and the supplies are already on their way.
We're going to host workshops here on our campus to help educate students on opioid overdose awareness, and then we are going to promote the fact that we can deliver these supplies, which is both Narcan and fentanyl test strips, through the Student Wellness Center.
Here's how they work.
So it's usually a small plastic test kit, and what the individual does is they dissolve a small amount of drug in tap water, and then they place a drop of that solution on the test kit.
The test will only show whether there is fentanyl in the drug or not, but not the quantity. Plus, the test may not always work.
A fentanyl test strip doesn't mean that a drug is safe. It means that it is safer. And so we still do see plenty of deaths on college campuses from use of drugs like methamphetamine, cocaine, and ecstasy.
Now, WSU Vancouver says that they will have distribution implemented by the end of the semester. Other colleges like Clark College also told me they are also in the early stages of planning how to provide these resources to students and are hoping for the process to be in motion during the fall term. Back to you.
Yeah, appreciate your reporting on this, Celine. Thank you.